In the Northwest, we've got about 40,000 people in treatment, yeah? We've done a very good job at getting people in. The challenge now is to move people through, and recovery will be the recovery-oriented principle will be the way that we get them through and out of treatment.
I believe that there is a movement, that there are changes going on now, Jonathan, whereby people are recognising, because of the depth and scale of the problems and issues, that we need to be coming up with big ideas and big ways of having an impact on these problems.
My drug of choice is cocaine. And a close second comes marijuana and alcohol. I'll use all of them. And the truth of the matter is I'll use anything. And I felt separated, and I felt different, and I felt alone. And that's how I lived most of my life to the age of 40. Was alone, separate, distance from people.
I thought I could just put down heroin and everything else would be all right. You know, I wasn't prepared to go to the full lengths of what I then learned after the fact that I would have to go to.
I'd nearly lost my life on a couple of occasions. I'd lost a wife, not dead, but lost a wife, divorced, don't get to see my son. All the things what can happen to you seem to happen to me. I think death is the only thing that hadn't come. All I've done is, it's been a revelation. Working the steps has been an amazing, amazing thing. I could only, if anybody's watching and they've sat there knowing that they don't want the life to live in, it is a really, really good process, and I keep feeling I'm able to baby. I know I am in my sobriety.
Ignorance breeds the fear, and the more that people learn about addiction, that gets rid of the ignorance, and the more people understand, then hopefully the less they are going to fear people with problems like that.
The basis of the Therapeutic Alliance has always been keep people alive and keep them out of prison. And for a long time, methadone's done that. Unfortunately, for some people, it hasn't done much more than that.
This addiction has no boundaries.
I think the biggest issue that we've got is changing the perceptions of some drug workers, because they write their clients off already. What I found is when you give people hope, when you give them a chance to believe in themselves again, because you have to help them believe in themselves, because they don't, because that's been their life, but you help them to believe in themselves and you support them with this, they fly, you know, and their lives change, and surely to God that must be what we're about.
In recovery, life has taken on a completely different dimension for me now. It's become real, it's become authentic.
Only 255 people died in the Falklands War, but 300 people died after they came back due to committing suicide.
Most people think, well, we train our troops, don't we? But you can't train somebody for an experience they haven't had yet.
Like, as soon as you come back from the Gulf, the first Gulf War, in January '92, there was, I'd say, about 78 soldiers who actually got out after that war. Said basically they didn't like the way we were treated. Sometimes I feel like I'm that little boy in a trench popping out to make sure it's safe and secure for me to come out and play, sort of thing. That's, you know what I mean? And it's hard sometimes to actually live my life on that. You know, knowing that I can go to bed one night and be okay. The next day, I'm not.